start. All right. Share. Assuming I remember. I mean, I should remember how to do this. It hasn't been that long. Acting like it's been 3 years. It has not been that long. Okay, it looks like everything is working as far as I can tell. Okay, we got green lights everywhere. I just got a pop-up, but luckily I remembered to mute my phone. See? Kind of know what I'm doing. Let's see. That does that, so I can get out of here. Oh, I guess... I guess I'll just... This is so weird. Fine. All right, quit. Okay, I've got a green light there. Live. Good. Let's see. How are we looking here? Green light. Good. Let's go to here. Let's see if we can get our source to work. Apparently we can. Excellent. We'll go to live chat right there. And then we'll go to our secondary source. And we have a check mark right there. Let's move that window. We'll get those arranged in a minute. We can go ahead. My sound should be on. Let's go ahead and pop that. Wait, I didn't hear a noise. Hold on. Hold on. Did I hit the button? There it is. I did hear oh, because I turned my volume down. That was smart. That was unintentionally smart. I did not do that on purpose correctly. I could tell you I did. I'd be a liar. All right, let's make that visible. I can move my keyboard now. I believe. Oh, I do have to do one more thing. Sorry, everybody. Bear with me. Actually, I shouldn't. Everything is going pretty well, actually. Where are we at? We're not even at 2 minutes yet. So let's just do a quick... here it is. Let's do a quick copy and a quick paste and a quick post. Post. There it is. And make sure it goes through. And it did. Now I can move my keyboard. Well, hold on. There we go. Keep my keyboard there in case I do need to, oh my God, hook my synthesizers up. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Okay, let's do a test of the chat thing. So that's letting my keyboard forward. So we'll do test 1. Hold on. Not test E. Okay, test. I see it. Good. Let's do a second test. T-E-S-T space 2. Test 2 is good. I can close this window. And we'll do the final test. T-E-S-T space 3. Well, it says tester. That's fine. Whatever. Close enough. I have a spelling error there. That's okay. Why am I not seeing my thing anymore? There it is. Oh, hit that. Enter. There we go. Come back, come back, come back. And, hold on. Test 3. Okay. Post went through. I can close this. All right, let's get my windows arranged correctly. There we are. Switch to participant list in case I need it. I probably won't. All right. All right, now I just need to connect the iPad so that you can see it. So bear with me a minute. Okay. Oh, I do want to do that really quick. So I'm going to pull up what we're going to be working. Oh, I could say we. What do I care? What I'm going to be working on tonight. Okay. I need Let's View. Yeah. Come on. Connect. Come on, buddy. Start. Wait for that to pop up. Hey, there it is. So let's make sure. Save. Okay. And that would be the Let's View. Wait a minute. Why don't I see it? Hold on. Hold on. Ah, there it is. Got it. Okay, it is centered. All right, it's good. Shows broadcasting. Let's get that. All right, it is now visible, and I think we're ready to go. So let's roll the intro. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else I have to do. Amazingly. I mean, that's not bad for having not done this in a little over a week. 5 minutes and we're in? Yeah, all right. Hold on. Well, hold on. Let's see. Hey! Is it working? It is working. We're good. Okay. Well, hello, everybody. Happy Monday evening. I did not stream last week. There was some stuff going on. I just never had enough time. I had these little chunks of time, but I never had a big chunk of time. And so rather than do a couple of 10-minute streams, which seems pointless because 5 minutes is just set up, I just elected not to do them. So, but we're back, and we should be back to our somewhat typical schedule, whatever that means. I don't know what that even means when I say it. But this is an image that I never really finished this, which I'm kind of, I gotta change the background. The background looks too similar to some other things. I kind of just let this drift into the background, which I feel bad about because I like this image. I want to get it onto a shirt. I want to buy the shirt and wear the shirt with it because I like it. And I just sort of, I guess I just forgot about it and everything else that I was doing. So we're going to fix that right now. There's not much to do, which is good because this is not going to be a particularly long stream. It's probably going to be about 45 minutes. So that's okay. And I've been making some slight modifications here because I don't like this empty space. See these empty spaces down here? I also have to redo those white lines, in particular right here. Oh, can't see it. This one I'm really focused on. I don't like those lines. They're going to change. I like all the other ones, but these I got a little too carried away with. And I'm going to do another background muscle layer there. But right here, there's a couple things that I want to try to do. The first is I've got these tubes coming out that are going to go under, and then this little module here. And in fact, I was doing this and I went, oh, stop, do it in the stream. Why are you doing this here? Do it in the stream, as you can see, because I didn't finish it. So I'm going to go ahead and mask this stuff out. Oh, whoa, wait a minute. Chromelian101, welcome. Hello, it has been a little while. How are you doing? It has been, geez, I don't know when the last time I talked to you was, but I know it was a while ago. So nice to see you, or hear from you, I guess would be the more correct term. Happy Monday. Hope all is well with you. Okay, so what we need to do, I'm just creating headaches for myself, but that's okay. What I got to do here is I'm going to create a new layer, not there. I got to create a new layer up here somewhere. Yeah, probably somewhere in here. Where is that line work? What is this? Whoa, whoa, wait, what is this? What is this? Oh, it's those things. Okay. Wonder why those are on their own layer. They really should be integrated now. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. They can stay by themselves. It's not hurting anything. I'm just kind of, it's interesting I didn't do it already. Where are these tubes? I have to locate these things. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Okay. Let's see. I've been busy with work and stuff. Also been a little sick, but I'm doing pretty good otherwise. What about you? I'm doing all right. I'm glad you're getting over your sickness. A lot of people sick. I've been very fortunate. I have avoided, as far as I know, unless it's been so mild I wasn't aware, I've avoided any major sickness, which seems like a minor miracle because a lot of people I know got sick. You know what? I'm not going to worry about it. Or am I going to worry about it? Oh, man. I make these problems for myself when I probably don't need to. How many more layers do I have? Okay. Let's do... I mean, nobody would care about this but me, but saying that is a terrible reason not to do certain things. Everybody here has it. Yeah, I mean, that's what there's a lot of people around me who've had it. I got the flu shot. I feel like even though they said it wasn't going to protect anybody, or not heavily, I feel like it protected me. So I'm happy I did it because... when they said, oh, it's a low percentage, I went, oh, well, that's it. Because usually end of year, beginning of year, I'm always sick. But I've gotten the flu shot the last 3 years, 3 years. And those years, I haven't been getting sick. So I think it's doing something, which is good because I'd be kind of irritated if I got the thing and it didn't do anything. So I'm happy about that. But yeah, a lot of people are sick. So there has definitely been a flu going around. Let's see. I wanted to get my shot, but I chickened out. Yeah, you know what? I used to be that way too. I mean, I went probably 5 or 6 years where I didn't get. I mean, at one point I didn't. I don't know if I've told this story on the stream before, but it was kind of one of those weird things where I went, oh, there's like a spiritual whatever or the universe is telling me something. I actually was out. I was off of my tetanus shot. And I was like, I don't know if I really have to rush to get it. I mean, it's, how often am I around rusty metal? And I'm not kidding. I want to say within a week after having that thought and realizing my tetanus shot was expired, I was opening a box and I caught my hand on one of those metal staples and it cut my hand. Now, the staple was galvanized. You could tell because it's got that rainbow sheen on the metal. It was not rusty. It was a brand new box. So there really wasn't a danger. But I thought, oh boy, okay, never mind. And I went and I got my tetanus shot the next day. I was able to get him right away. I'm like, just give me the shot. And that was like the end of it for me. I went, okay, no, don't screw with this stuff, because I do not like lockjaw and tetanus. No, I'm good. So it was weird though, because like I said, it just so happened. Oh, I should turn on the symmetry. Turn on symmetry for this. This is symmetry, yes? Yes. It was so odd how that worked out. Because literally I'd had that. You know what? Actually, hold on a minute. I'm overthinking this. I am way overthinking this. All I have to do is use the mask. Let's see. I thought you only had to have one. No, it's every... I think now it's every 10 years. You're supposed to get a booster. So you get the first one, but you're supposed to get a booster because I think... I don't remember what it is, but you do need to get a booster for that. Yeah, I mean, you know what? And honestly, I for whatever reason, and this is an odd thing, let me see. I'd like to give you accurate information if I can, because I don't want to be... There's a lot of medical misinformation in the United States right now, so let's take a look here. CDC recommends tetanus vaccine for people across the lifespan for wound management. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So, catch-up guidance, let's see, every 10 years is now what it is. Recommends vaccination every 10 years to maintain protection. Right, so you get your initial one, and then you're getting basically boosters. I haven't been vaccinated since yeah, I mean, look, again, I'm not trying to make anybody panic or anything. That's not my thing. But yeah, it is not a lifetime shot. So... I think there is some degree of protection, but that's one of those, like the flu, unless you're really young or really old, the flu can be really bad, but generally, again, I'm saying this as a general thing, it's not usually life-threatening for people in like the middle age bracket. It's not fun. That's the other thing is I remember the flu being awful, so I'm not really, I don't want to mess around with it. Whereas tetanus, if you get lockjaw, if you get that, I'm pretty sure that's still fatal. I don't know for sure, but I don't think they've cured it. I'm pretty sure when you get that, you're done. And it doesn't sound like a fun way to go. Not that I think there is a fun way, but tetanus, also known as lockjaw, is a bacterial infection, blah, 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 and characterized by muscle spasms that begin in the jaw and progress. Some spasms may be severe enough to fracture bones. Is it fatal? I think it is, but I could be wrong. Is it not fatal? Okay, well, there's different versions of it. So it seems it's rare. Okay, so some forms of tetanus are not fatal, some are. I don't feel like messing with any of the spasm thing. Like, imagine the worst cramp you've ever had, but you get it all the time. I've had COVID 3 times in a row. I can survive flu. I'll have to look into a shot for that. I've had COVID once. Yeah, I have it once. I had it once. I've stayed up on my boosters because I don't care. Like I said, at the point, for me, my personal way of looking at the world is if I'm going to get one shot, I'm getting them all. Because my doctor is not my primary care physician. He's not a shot-happy type. So he doesn't just make everybody get the shot, which I appreciate, because I would be more concerned if he did. He basically, there's one that he said, I don't think you need to get it. And I said, okay, if you don't think I need to get it, then I'm not going to get it. And that was, let me just see. I got to see if this thing is, oh, no, I'm looking for the mask layers. The mask, okay. Yes, the mask is a system. But outside of that, whatever he recommends I do, because that to me is the person you listen to. Your doctor knows what your story is. I had it, then caught again from my friend, then caught it the last time at the hospital. Yeah, I mean, hospitals, it's tough to not get sick when you're in a hospital. Just is. It's tough. So, yeah, unfortunately, hospitals can be one of the worst places as far as getting sick. It just happens. And you really can't sometimes avoid it. What am I trying to do here? I'm trying to segment this. Let me see what I'm trying to do. So it'll probably be like that. A little bit further up like that, maybe. No, I got to make it match. Hold on. Let me come down to like 4. How's that look? Well, that looks right. Okay. So that would segment to that. See what I'm trying to do here? So I'm trying to create these segments. Whoa, too much. I'm trying to create these segments so that this looks like a tube. Let me see what this looks like. All right, hold on. I'd say hospitals, grocery stores. Yeah, I still wear a mask in grocery stores. Yeah, I don't mess around with that. I just don't like being sick. In the end, the reason I still wear a mask is I just don't want to be sick in general. It's not even just COVID. I just don't want to be sick. And honestly, since COVID and I got used to wearing a mask, I barely have been sick. And the couple times I have been sick, it has not lasted very long at all. So I think ever since I really learned about how a lot of airborne infectious diseases work, because I'll be honest, before COVID, I didn't really know how a lot of it worked. I mean, I knew the basics of it, obviously, the stuff that everybody knows, but I didn't know about viral load and stuff like that. And I really I got lucky because when COVID hit, I happened to be friends with a microbiology professor, and I said to him, at one point, I'm like, okay, we're all trapped inside. Let's set up a call, and you explain to me how this stuff works, because I want to know. I don't want to go by what somebody on YouTube who may or may not know what they're talking about says. I want to go by somebody whose opinion I value, whose expertise I know, who spent his entire life dealing with this stuff. I'm like, you tell me what this is. And I can always wear his mask. Oh yeah, no, and that's what I mean. I'm not trying to make anybody think they have to do anything. And I understand, but and I'll tell you something. That's another reason I do it, is for people who can't wear it. Is I am fortunate that a mask really doesn't bother me. I can wear it. I don't like wearing it for a long time, but I can, just because it gets very hot. But it's not something where I have any actual medical reason I can't. And so I try to think of it as, okay, I'm doing something for somebody who can't do this. And honestly, I'm also doing it for myself because, like I said, I haven't been as sick. When I've gotten sick, it has seemed to be less severe and shorter duration. So it's a win-win for me. If I can protect people who have immunocompromised systems and I don't get sick as much, I'll take it. Thanks. I'm good. That's reason enough for me. And that's why I've stuck with it. But I know not everybody can. And that's what I mean about it. I never, even when COVID was in full effect, I was never one of these people who would, make people feel bad if they couldn't wear a mask, because I don't know. I try to, because like I said, there's a selfish reason, and there is, but it's also a matter of I know not everybody can do it. There are people who have breathing, or like my mother. My mother has COPD, and so she tries, but she can't wear the mask for very long, or she starts to feel like she's having almost like an asthma attack. And so, but she wears it for short things. She can wear it for a short amount of time. It's when she tries to wear it for longer that it starts to bother her. Because she doesn't have severe COPD. She's like dead in the middle. So I guess from a scale of 1 to 10, I think they told her she's a 5. So she's dead center. And so, she tries to, but it starts to bother her after an extended period. And the only time she really wears it for a long time is if she gets on a plane. And then she will just kind of grind through it. And she's generally been okay with that. So that's just how I started to look at it. Is okay. It doesn't bother me. Again, I don't enjoy it. But, and I don't do it all the time, because my wife and I went out for lunch today. And I didn't wear it in the restaurant because, honestly, you're going to have to take it off to eat anyway. And it was in the restaurant seemed to have good ventilation. And see, that's the thing. The ventilation is what it's all about. Airflow is everything. And the space that you're in is everything. Because if you have a big space and there's good airflow, you're generally going to be in pretty good shape. And even if you do get something, usually, this is not a guarantee. I'm not saying this is 100% of the time. But generally, unless you are in close contact in uncirculated air, it's not going to be as bad because the viral load will be less. See, this is all the stuff I learned during COVID. My way of dealing with that entire thing was to get myself educated properly. That was how I decided to respond to it. Okay, I'm going to find out what's going on here. And that's exactly what I did. And I'm really happy I did, because it's allowed me to not feel afraid, but it also really changed how I look at illness in general. For the most part, viral illness, stuff that's airborne, is understanding how it works. I think that really helped me. And it stopped me from being scared of stuff. I also found out some things that I kind of wish I didn't know. For example, how unbelievably filthy gas pumps are. This was a thing that I didn't know about, and it makes a lot of sense when you think about it for 5 minutes. But at one point, when I went in for, and this was during COVID, I went in for a physical, and I was talking to my doctor. And again, my doctor is very, very, this is what I like about him. He's very straightforward. He doesn't believe in doing things that are unnecessary for a person, because he knows the history. So people who it makes sense for, he does it. People who it doesn't, he does not, which I have a lot of respect for. He's not trying to just push things or just give you everything. So he'll tell you what he thinks is necessary, what's recommended, and what you shouldn't do. And that's what I like about him. And that's why he's been my doctor for quite a while now. And, I said, because this is, if you remember, which I don't know, it's so weird to think if you remember, because COVID both seems like a while ago and doesn't. At first, they weren't sure if it was spreading through contact, right? They didn't know if touching something was going to give it to you, and they figured out pretty quickly that it didn't. But early on, I had said to my doctor, I said, well, what's the likelihood of this being a contact thing? And he didn't think it was a high likelihood. This is, again, early on when they weren't really sure. But he said, honestly, the only thing I'd be worried about touching is gas pumps. He said, prior to COVID, the only really bad contact infections he'd ever seen came from gas pumps, because they're so dirty and people just touch them and you don't know, if they've washed their hands or not. And those rubberized grips on the gas pumps just basically are porous and they hold on. In many cases, there are some that are not that way, but the majority of them are certainly not what you would call hygienic, I guess would be the word. And so he said, honestly, that's the thing I'd be worried about touching, COVID or not. He said, when I fill my car with gas, I put a glove on. I do actually put a glove onto my hand, and I'm sure people think I'm nuts, but I do wear a glove when I pump gas, because now that I know how filthy gas pumps are, I don't want to be touching gas pumps. So that's about the only thing that I still, what do you call it? That's a major ick. I saw a grown man. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the only thing I really still now am very paranoid about, is gas pump handles. Anything else, if I touch a bathroom door handle or whatever, I'll just wash my hands because there's a sink nearby. Or, I do have, sanitizer in my car. My car has 2 bottles of hand sanitizer at all times, just in case. Because also, if something happened and bleeding or whatever, you have to just clean a wound, it's nice to have it there. But the one thing where I actually go overboard is the gas pump. And I do actually put a medical glove on. I have a box of medical gloves just for filling gas. Well, public restrooms too. I mean, yeah, that's gross too, but there's a sink right there. You know what I mean? So at the very least, you have a sink right there. If you go to the bathroom and it's gross when you touch the handle, you can immediately hit the sink. And at least, even if there's not soap, you can scrub your hands. You know what I mean? It's right there. Gas pumps, unless you're going to fill your gas, then walk in to their restroom and then use it for the sink, it's not something most people do. That's the one thing that makes it a little different. But yeah, public restrooms also generally pretty gross. So I understand. And I don't disagree. It's gross. So yes, I do not disagree. Public restrooms as well. But that's about the only place that I still am that nuts. But yeah, you got to touch the doorknob again. Yeah, except the trick is, this is something I do still hold over from COVID. I take one paper towel for the doorknob and then throw it out when I get outside. So you keep keep one clean paper towel for the doorknob. So you do that, you're fine. See? That's the trick. You keep one extra paper towel piece. These are all little things that I basically have just made a habit. And it's I mean, if it's one where because you're right, you do have to touch the doorknob. So yes, you're right. Most people don't think about that. But if you just keep an extra paper towel or piece of toilet paper, if you don't have paper towels and it's an air dryer, just grab a piece of toilet paper and you use that for the knob and you'll be all right. But you're right. You're not incorrect. But that's the trick for that. It's real easy. It's also one of the reasons I generally keep a tissue in my pocket at all times, just in case. But, you know, I don't want to make it like everybody should be paranoid all the time. It's not, you know, that's not what I'm advocating. It's just, like I said, I like not being sick. It's really not even a COVID specific or anything. I just like not being sick. And I've had a pretty good run. It's not going to last forever. I'm sure I will get sick again, but never thought that's a good idea. I only think of it because people where I live don't wash after pooping sometimes. Listen, people, I think that's everywhere. It's not fun to think about, but people do not necessarily all have the best bathroom habits. That's just, unfortunately, it's pretty universal. Because I've been in bathrooms and I've seen people come out of a stall and walk right out the door, and I think, okay then. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying, look, some people maybe are pros at not getting their hands exposed to things. I'm not going to speak on whether everybody has a high level of dexterity. I just know that I think it's a good practice no matter what, but not everybody does it. So you are correct. It is something that you should be aware of. Again, if it's something you're concerned about, you don't have to be. I'm not trying to make people be afraid of things. I just know how I operate. But that was one thing I noticed was after COVID, wearing a mask on a plane, I almost always guaranteed got sick after a plane ride. Haven't in a while. So that seems to be working for me. And I'm going to just keep doing it as long as it works. I mean, that's the longest I've really worn one. Physically, just I just get grossed out. I don't even have to touch anything. Yeah, no, I mean, listen, it's a good paranoia to have. It is. You know what? I think that's too thin a line. I need a thicker thing for that. It's a good paranoia to have. You know, I'm just saying. There are worse things to be overprotective about than hygiene. It's a good thing. Because again, it's protecting you and it's protecting other people. But even if it's purely for selfish reasons, even just being healthy for selfish reasons will end up helping other people. That's one of the benefits of it. It's one of the rare cases where having being self-involved actually makes you more community-oriented. Because if you're sick less, other people will generally be sick less. So it's one of those, kind of nice win-win cases where you're doing something not only for yourself, but for others. There are not a lot of cases in life where that happens. So, when that opportunity presents itself, why not take it? Okay, that looks way better to me. Okay. Geez, maybe I need to make that line thicker. Yeah, maybe. I thought just the one thing was good, but maybe I need to make that like a second or third line thicker. Yeah, why not? Just make it a little thicker. Well, if I'm going to do that, I might as well just get a different pen and redo the whole thing. Hold on. Let me make this thicker. Maybe we'll go to... Whoa, wait a minute. Whoa. 1. Oh, there we go. Let's go to 10 maybe? Yeah, 10 is a little too much. Let's try 8. Yeah, okay. 8's good. Let's run it with 8. But, yeah. Yeah. And, like I said, everybody has to make their own decisions, but that's where I ended up with it. But, yeah, it was interesting. There's so much stuff that, in particular with COVID, I really, partially because I had nothing else to do. We were trapped inside for a while. So I was like, you know what? I think I want to get myself a little bit more educated as opposed to just surfing YouTube channels where I have no idea if the person who's talking knows anything. And as it turned out later, many of them didn't. So I decided I had to find trusted sources, and I was going to stick with what they told me. And it's worked out pretty well. So, like I said, it's interesting because I'm not going to say COVID was a good thing. I don't think it was. But, you know what? I'm not... Yeah, I don't know that I like how those look, that thick edge thing. But I do feel like I educated myself in a way that I probably wouldn't have otherwise. Does that look better? I think I would have to say it does. Let's turn off those lines. Yeah, I gotta fix these. This just doesn't look good to me. So we're gonna fix this so that we can have this look better. Round some of this stuff out like that. Yeah, that's better. So anyway, yeah. Yeah, but yeah, like I said, I think I've been lucky because I know they said the flu shot this year, they weren't expecting it. I think it doesn't protect as much for you getting sick, but it still works as far as keeping you from getting very sick. So, and there were some people around me who had it. A lot of people at work had it. A lot of people. And the other thing, here's another thing, everybody, that I do, and I think if you can do this, you should. If you're sick, don't go to work. There are people who come in who are clearly sick. And I think they feel like they should just weather it. And I'm sitting here going, okay, A, no, you shouldn't, because no job is worth you risking your health. Let's just be honest, it isn't. And at least in my case, now I know this isn't the case for everybody, we get sick hours. We actually get sick time. So I'm sitting there going, okay, stay home. What are you doing? Don't come in. Don't come in and be sitting there hacking your guts out. I mean, how much work could you possibly be getting done if you're coughing that much? You can't really be focused on your job if you're that sick. You just can't. So yeah, don't go into the office. Don't expose other people. Use your sick time. And I mean, I know some jobs don't have as much, or people might use it up, which sucks. And I'm not, I don't want anybody to get fired over it, but don't go into work sick. If you can help it, don't go to work sick. It's just not a good idea. Just a little tip from me. Stay home. Do your coworkers a favor. Stay home. Do yourself a favor. Rest. Stay home if you can. Because again, no job is worth it. I hate to break it to you. I'm sure a lot of places would say, no, I'm just telling you right now, no job is worth getting sick over. It's just not. But yeah, that's another one. If I'm sick, I ain't coming in. Not happening. I'll work if it's something minor, but if I have a fever or something. Yeah, yeah, sure. I mean, if you have we have to save up a sort of point system where I work and don't get sick days or die. Yeah, that sucks. That should just be flat illegal everywhere, because all that does when you don't have sick days is it just puts other people at risk. It's all it's doing. And I know other places are like that too, where they don't have sick days, and a lot of the excuses, well, if we do that, people will abuse it. Well, then you know what? If you suspect that somebody's abusing the system, you address them with that. You address that with that person. You don't punish everybody. This is one thing that really bugs me about a lot of jobs, is they just punish everybody on the assumption that, they're going to abuse the system. Then you know what? I erased all those. I actually kind of like them now that I see them. I'm going to go backwards on that. I think that looks fine. I think I'm overthinking this. But you know what? Don't punish everybody if that it's just nonsense. And a lot of places do it, and it bothers me. It's just punishing everybody, on the assumption that everybody is scamming the system, which is almost never the case. It just is not as common as they would make it out to be. Which I know that's me saying that, and that's just how places are, and I know. But it bugs me. It does bug me. Where is this? That's this one. Let's go above this one. Let's make another drawing assist. Let's see. We can get written up or fired for being... See? That should not be legal. Should not be legal. But I know there are places that's like that. I mean, I know it. But that's a horrific system. Just nonsense. Again, there's certain things that to me just don't make any sense, and that's one of them. Let's bring that over like this. This is going to be a little tricky. You know what? Is that going to... I don't know if that's even going to look that good. I think I'm just going to leave it as is. I don't think it's going to... I don't think you're going to notice it. So let's put this back up. I think it's fine like that. The life of a read. Yeah, no, I know. Like I said, if there are lots of things that if I had the ability to change them would get changed. But unfortunately, my ability to enact national changes to make things better for people is limited. Limited as in non-existent. But there are a number of things, and trust me, there's been some stuff going on with people that I know lately where I'm like, man, oh man, that is just flat not right. And the response, many people would say, well, that's life. Life ain't fair. And it's like, I've said this before. I don't like that response because it basically, I find that to be a cop-out response. I think things can be changed, but it requires everybody to be willing to change them. That's the problem. My earbuds are dying. Oh, man, that's all right. Hey, man, thanks for coming by. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're feeling better. Thanks for stopping by. Don't sweat it. Have a great rest of your night. I understand. Batteries run out. So don't worry about it at all. Like I said, I'm happy you stopped by. So thank you for stopping by as I rant about dirty gas pump handles on a stream about art. Which is what everybody wants to hear when they come to an art stream. Oh, great. Let's talk about things that are going to ick me out. Thanks for coming by, man. Don't worry about it. Where are we anyway? You're only going to miss another maybe 10 minutes anyway. You won't miss much. Probably just me finishing. I didn't even get to those new pipes yet. I spent the whole stream on this. What else is new? I always think I'm going to get so much done. And it never happens. So don't worry about it. You'll catch the rest of it later. It'll basically be this. So, yeah, and I'm going to... Hopefully, I should be back to my normal... I will probably actually do an early stream on Wednesday, I think, because I believe I will have a big block of free time earlier, meaning early for me, probably around, I don't know, noon 1 Pacific, so a good 6, 7 hours earlier than this one, which I hope allows people who don't normally, so probably I'll work on this at that time. And that way, some people who don't normally get to catch these later streams will be able to watch that one. So, that's my plan. So, I'm planning on having 2 streams this week. Which is good, because I have a lot of things to fix with this. And God, it always takes so much longer than I think. I was like, I'll probably get this finished in one stream. What was I? What planet am I living on where I don't remember how long it takes me to do things? It's almost endearing that I even had that illusion that it would get done. It ain't getting done. Come on. But that's all right. It's all right. This is a big fix. Because I looked at these neck pipes or whatever tubes, and I did not like how they were just non-segmented. So just doing this is a massive improvement for me anyway. But yeah, I'm planning on having there's going to be something down there that kind of... Probably something like that connects that. And then I got to fix these lines. Don't look good. So that's the other thing. And then this is probably... I may mess with the colors a little bit. And I might do some glow effects on like the visor. I will probably do a glow effect for that. And maybe these red dots, I'll put like a halo around them just to make them look like lights. But that's really it. I mean, like I said, I just kind of forgot about this image. Even though I really like it, I think I just started working on other things. And with the paintings I've been working on and everything else, it just kind of, I was positive that I'd finished it. And then I looked at it and I went, oh no, this isn't done. So I think I got to a certain point, and then either something was more pressing, maybe I had a card commission or something, and I just kind of forgot about it and did other stuff. But I do want to finish this because I actually really like this image, and I think it would look good on a shirt, which of course is my criteria for everything. Is it going to look good on a shirt or a mug? Shirt or a mug, those are the two things I'm always kind of planning for, but shirts more than anything. So I do want to get this done because I intend to buy a shirt with this on it because I like it. The only thing I don't know is if I'm going to do a glow effect for the entire image. I might not. I have to make that decision. So we'll see. We shall see. But yeah, I am planning to do a longer stream, an earlier and slightly longer stream on Wednesday. That, of course, is assuming you're watching this live. If you're seeing this after the fact, well, it's already happened. So, sorry. If you're watching this, whenever I post this, which would probably be, oh well, it'll be later than now. So there will not be a stream Wednesday if you're watching this pre-recorded. But if you were here live, then it would apply. So I think, where are we? 41 minutes. Okay, you know what? This is a good place to stop. I got those tubes done. They're colored. So now I just got to do these tubes and those one things and fix those white lines. So we are close to being done. Close to being done. So let's go ahead and, because this was going to be a shorter stream anyway, let me do this. And we'll turn, let's see. Yeah, no, that's good. It's good. It's not a bad place to stop. So, yeah. All right. Well, yeah, sorry I didn't stream last week. Like I said, the time was just the timing just didn't work out. So, live broadcast has stopped. Yes, that's because I stopped it. Thank you for telling me that I stopped something after I stopped it. Wonderful information. Anyway, yeah. So it was nice to do a stream again. Now I have an image that I want to get finished because, again, I want to put it onto a shirt. So thank you, Chameleon, for... See, I mean, you just left. I just saw you pop. You barely missed anything. So I appreciate you stopping by and saying hello. And anybody else who's watching this later on, I'm not somebody who gets really attached to live numbers. So if you're seeing this later, hey, thanks for watching it later. It really doesn't matter to me. I'm good with it no matter what it is. So as I try to do at the end of every stream, I will ask you to, if you can, try to find a creator that you enjoy and do something to support that creator. And it does not have to be monetary, because I certainly understand right now there's a lot of people who have to watch every dollar they've got. Trust me, I'm aware. For a lot of people, things are getting more expensive, so I completely understand. And if you can't do it monetarily, that's fine. If you can just follow that person, if you can reshare their work or subscribe to their channel or whatever method of, because I know there's different terms for different things. Subscribing, resharing, reposting, retweeting, whatevering. If you could just get them exposed to more people, that's really beneficial because it might allow a person who can support that person monetarily to do it, even if you can't. So there's a value there. Or you could just send that person a note. You could just send that person a short message and say, you know what, I really enjoy your work. And, you know, thank you for making whatever it is that they make. Because the thing is, it doesn't always come down to money. We all kind of default to that. And we think, well, that's how you have to support people. So you have to give them money. I mean, it's nice. Again, I don't think most people are going to turn down money, but it doesn't have to be that. Because sometimes a creator can just be in a tough spot, and they're not happy with their work. They're just not happy with how things are going, and they're thinking about, maybe I just need to stop doing this. It's just not working out. And that note that you send, even though it's free, quote unquote, you do put the time in to write it, that could be the difference for somebody to keep creating the stuff that you enjoy. So even that has value. Don't underestimate the power of just being supportive in general. So whatever you can do, do it. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about a lot of other people who are trying to make a go of being creative and making a living at it. It's not easy. So whatever you can do to help them out, take the time and do it. On that note, appreciate you being here again, live or later, doesn't matter to me. And until the next stream, again, go support a creator that you like. Thanks for being here. And until next time, take care.